Guys, I done messed up. I was not thinking I did something I shouldn't have done, and now I'm paying for it. I'm Josh, this is Josh, Build Stuff, and I'll tell you what I did. You guys are gonna laugh when you hear what happened here. I am a man in my early to mid 30s, and there was something slightly off to my right side. And you know what I did? I shouldn't have done this. I won't do it again. I'll think twice, certainly, before doing it again. That thing off to my right, I turned my head to the right, and I looked at it, and now my neck hurts, my back hurts, my triceps hurt for some reason. That may be an unrelated injury, but I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have tried to look to the right without thinking about it. I know I gotta limber up, you gotta stretch when you're in your early to mid 30s. This isn't something you can just do willy-nilly, so I'm paying the consequences now, so I may not turn my head as much in this video as I do in other videos, so for that, I apologize. So like I said, I'm Josh, this is Josh Build Stuff, and this is episode 2 of Josh Updates Stuff. Also, we're still looking for a better name, but this is where I update you on stuff going on in the world of LEGO, in the world of my channel, and in the world of my life. What we're gonna do, we're gonna look at some newly released sets, some upcoming sets. We're gonna look at some stuff happening on my channel, and then we're gonna talk about me and my life in general. If that sounds at all like something that might interest you, then please do stick around. Let's start with newly released sets, and this week there are none, because we're about to get a bunch of new sets on June 1st, at least here in the US. I believe in other parts of the world they're getting some other sets slightly earlier than we are, which is exciting for them, a little bit of a bummer for us, but happy for my wallet. What we are getting in June, we're getting Speed Champions, we're getting Harry Potter, and some miscellaneous sets like the Everything is Awesome set, probably a few others that I'm missing, but on June 1st I will be at the LEGO store, so if you're in Austin, Texas, come on down and say hi to me. I'm only going to be there for a short period of time, and I'm not going to announce when I'm there, so don't actually look out for me or stalk me there. I'll probably have my kids with me, so you can come say hi. I shouldn't put out where and when I'm going to be places, but no one's going to watch this. It doesn't matter. In August, we are getting a bunch of other sets, and the rest of the world are getting these sets earlier. They're getting the Bad Batch shuttle before we do. That's like one of many Star Wars sets. The Infinity Saga sets are coming out in August here. We're getting more creator sets, Ninjago sets, Mickey 4 Plus sets, and here's another thing. Here's like a little rumor, some inside scoop. I was watching a Twitch stream of a LEGO Twitch streamer, and someone was like, man, there's a lot of new sets coming out in August. And guess what the Twitch streamer said? She has like some insider knowledge. She was like, you don't even know the half of it, which implies there's even more coming out in August than was even announced, which may be related to a different announcement that LEGO made this week that we'll get to in a bit as well. So that's all the stuff that is going to be released. And like I said, there are no new releases, and still we managed to talk about that for several minutes. Let's talk about upcoming releases. I shouldn't necessarily call this upcoming releases, it's more like newly announced stuff, because this stuff may not be coming out for quite some time, but this is within the week that LEGO has announced this stuff, and the biggest thing that LEGO did announce was the new world map. And I should preface this part of the show, I should not call this a show, this part of this thing that we're doing where I update you on stuff, I'm not going through like every single LEGO announcement that is out there. I'm just talking about things that interest me, and I'm giving my opinions on those things, my early opinions on those things. So I'm not going to talk about every new thing that LEGO might have talked about unless, like I said, it interests me. So the big thing this week that does in fact interest me is that LEGO announced the new largest LEGO set ever to be produced, with an asterisk behind it. But by piece count, this is the new largest LEGO set ever at 11,695 pieces. I was very happy when it was the Millennium Falcon for a little while, and then what came out after that? The Coliseum was released after that, which was like 10,000 pieces, and now we get an 11,600 piece map of the entire world. And let me tell you, people have opinions about this set. I have early opinions on this set, and my opinion is that I think it looks great. I think it's exciting. It's $250, which might put a lot of people off, but personally, I don't think that's terrible, especially this being in the art line. And because this is in the art line, I think that's where the caveat, that asterisk I said, of this being the largest LEGO set, because it's not like the largest just by size or scale alone. It is like a bunch of individual 1x1 tiles and plates. So a lot of people are going to be like, well, it's not like the largest set that you actually build, it's just art. So people, like I said, they have opinions about this set. Personally, I think it looks really cool, really great. It's the first art set that we get that has a white border. It is huge. Look at it scaled next to these, what I assume are regular sized people. And you know these people are cultured. They got like tribal masks on their walls. They're listening to records when MP3s have been out for years and years at this point. They don't even have a cover on their record player. That thing's gonna get dusty. Look how big that map is what I'm getting at by that picture. I am somewhat intrigued and confused by this set because I don't know what kind of instructions we're getting for the oceans. We see like this level of ocean detail and then some pictures of like creative oceans, and I've heard and I've watched some interviews with the creators of this set, the designers of this set, and they are saying like, we encourage people to be creative with the oceans, like follow what we do here if you like the look of what we've got here, but by all means like express yourself using this set. This might be one that they were saying they sat down with like a big group of people and they were like, hey, we got pizza, come like design a tile or a section of the oceans here, and that's how they came up with like this beautiful quilted amalgamation of different designs and stuff. I think that's a super cool, excellent idea. I would love to get this set. I don't know at this point that I will actually pick it up, at least not right away. I did tell my wife about it and she's more into like art stuff and abstract stuff, not so much into like, hey babe, a new Millennium Falcon's coming out. She'll be like, that's nice, dear. She's actually very supportive. I shouldn't paint her in such a light. But if I'm like, hey, there's a new art set, something different, something abstract from Lego, that kind of thing does excite her as it does me. And so this one we're going to look at together and see if we have a place for it or something we can do with it. But like, it looks very cool in my early opinion. And oh, I like this too. You can display it with like a different section of the world centered in the map. So that's fun. And a lot of people have opinions. I'll share more of my opinions on this set if I do end up getting it. But until then, I mean, let me know what you think about this set. Oh, also the continents are plates and the oceans are tiles. So they also give you little pins, so this is supposed to be like a where you've been in the world board and like where you plan to visit. I think overall it's like a super cool concept and it's different from Lego, and I'm excited about that anytime Lego does something different. Also, I think these are something that was newly announced. Lego finally found a way to get me excited about new Ninjago sets, and that's because they are underwater vehicles and environments, and that's all you need to do to get me hooked is announce something that takes place underwater. That is like a long-seated, ingrained, I don't know, like that I have, and that comes from all different kinds of places that I could talk about for a very long time. But like, these sets I think look excellent. I don't know if it will be enough for me to pull the trigger on these sets just because they're underwater. I don't collect Ninjago somewhat intentionally because the sets look very cool. I don't follow the show or anything, but the minifigures look very cool. I like these, like, I don't know, what are they? Water snakes, cobra dudes? I'm sure there's some canonical reason why they look the way they do, but like, look at this dude. He's got all kinds of like tentacle stuff going on. This stingray is like a new coloration of that, at least new to me. There's a water dragon. Look how much fun this kid is having with this set. Can you just imagine the fun that we could have if we also had that same set? I'm going to use that argument to see if this set's worth getting. Also, this set, for some reason, reminds me of Captain Nemo's Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And I don't say that just because it's a submarine. Like, I feel like this looks like the submarine that was in, like, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, where Captain Nemo, I believe, is a character in that show. I'm more a fan of the classic Jules Verne novel, not like this weird reimagining of Jules Verne's characters as sci-fi characters, but I feel like Captain Nemo had a white submarine in one of those. I'm not that familiar, but look at this thing. It opens up, you got mini subs in there, a bunch of cool minifigures. They managed to fit a mech into this other set with a submarine. Like I said, these sets look very cool or intriguing. I have no idea if I'll actually get any of them when they come out. I think these come out in August with like so much else. So I'll probably like run out of Lego sets to build in like late summer, maybe early winter time, and then these sets will start looking real appealing as I walk by them in the Target aisle. So that's all the newly announced stuff, at least in terms of new Lego sets, but Lego wasn't done there. They just put out a tweet today, which is Friday the 28th, and they're like, hey, something's coming out the 26th of June, or at least an announcement is coming, and people are like, what is it? Is it a Pac-Man set? Is it a new Lego Light Kit, which seems to be the most popular opinion? Is it an NFT, which apparently Lego was going to do for a little while? People are saying these four colors are like the Lego Dimensions colors. Are they going to bring that back? They're definitely not going to bring that back. People are saying it's most likely the Light Kit, which I'd be intrigued by because I just did a video with my very first Lego Light Kit. But people are like, they showed some Lego Light boxes in Copenhagen, apparently in 2020, and so maybe this is what they're getting at. They're going to reveal some official Lego Light Kits because there are a bunch of third-party kits. I don't know how good most of them are. The one that I tried was okay, you can watch my video on that to get my full opinion, but we'll see what this ends up turning into. Also, LEGO responded to rumors over Star Wars minifigure licensing rights. This article is relevant and interesting to me, and so I'm giving my opinion on it, and my opinion is cool. Basically, what they said is that they as LEGO still can't produce just minifigures as a product by itself. They have a license to produce Star Wars merchandise, which includes, what do they call it, building sets, and so they have to have so many pieces, which is why they do battle packs, which usually include a couple little vehicles. They have to hit a certain piece count or whatever it is in order to be able to sell just LEGO minifigures by themselves. So, like I said, my opinion on that is, okay, cool. I would like a collectible minifigure set of Star Wars minifigures, but I've got a bunch of Star Wars minifigures. I'm not the biggest minifigure guy, so I'm not the best person to like share a shocking opinion on this issue. I'm excited if they come out with like a Marvel characters collectible minifigures packs, which are also rumored. I don't know if those have been officially announced, but that would be cool to have those too. And then last on the list of new and upcoming stuff, we've got the June calendar for LEGO stores. And so there's a couple of interesting things here. There's no double VIP points, nothing crazy happening this month. On June 1st, that's when we get a bunch of new sets coming out. This top left panel here, that one interests me a little bit. Basically, if you spend $85 at the LEGO store, then you have the option to purchase. That's right, you have the option to purchase with more money on top of the $85 other BrickHeadz sets, I assume at $10 each. I assume if you spend $85 one time, you can then buy all three of those figures. It's a weird deal. I don't think LEGO's done this kind of thing before, and I don't think it will be met gladly by LEGO fans. So it's a weird thing. I'm assuming they're trying this out as a marketing method. Don't support it if you don't like it. I'm not going to, but I don't want these BrickHeadz anyway. So there's a weird thing there. Let me know what you think about that. I mean, kind of scummy marketing tactic there. Also, free McLaren Elva. I'm assuming when you buy Speed Champions stuff, because we're getting a bigger McLaren Elva car coming out at the same time. It's weird that this is a promo because that looks a lot like this McLaren Elva that I have right here, which is literally a poly bag that's been in stores for a couple of months at this point. That thing was all over my Target, and I think I made a separate video about that car. So it's an okay promo. I guess I'll end up getting one because I'll end up buying. I know I won't be there on the 7th. I'll get stuff before that, so I won't get one, but no real loss there. LEGO Masters in America returns on the 1st. I am very excited about that and excited to follow along with that, so feel free to follow along with that with me, and we can talk about it on social medias and stuff. There's a free LEGO VIP swing ship ride. I'm not going to spend that much money between those dates, so I don't think I'm going to get that one. I don't know that one will be very popular. I think there's like a Creator 3-in-1 Carnival set that's coming out, but not during that time period in the US. So maybe that was a tie-in, but I mean, that's clearly my mumbling should imply that I'm not that interested. New keychain, some minifigure dudes. That Big Friends set officially comes out on the 1st, but it's been available since the 26th of this month. Here's the other sets that are new. We're getting a bunch of new Speed Champion stuff, which, like I said, I'm very excited about. That big map, does that come out on the 1st? Ooh, like I'm not planning to get that early on. We do have a bunch of new Harry Potter stuff that comes out. I made a separate video about that. Check that out. The Taj Mahal comes out. I'm not getting that. You're getting a couple of new BrickHeadz. I think we're getting Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. I don't know which color is what character or why there's a confidential watermark over their faces. There's also a Daisy Duck BrickHeadz coming out. I think I'll get that too. So lots of exciting stuff coming out at the LEGO store. So I will probably be there on the 1st unless something else comes up. Like I said, don't like look for me there. That's weird. I shouldn't have said anything about that. And yet I probably left it in the video at this point. So that's all for new and upcoming LEGO stuff. As for me and my personal life, my wife has been out of town for the last couple of days, and she will be out of town for the next couple of days. She's taking a very much needed and much deserved vacation, so I'm very happy that she's getting some time away, getting to hang out with friends. I have been home playing Mr. Mom, which is a phrase that I very much hate that phrase, because it's like, you're not a dad or a father, you are just an impersonation of your children's mother, as Mr. Mom is what you're doing. Terrible phrase, outdated, don't use it. I've been taking care of my children by myself. Some people would be like, oh, a dad, oh, are you babysitting your children? And I'm like, no, I'm not babysitting my children. I'm parenting my children. I am my children's father, my children's keeper, and my children's source of sarcasm as they grow older. And then later down the line, my children's source of repressed issues and father issues and all kinds of stuff. But that'll come up in therapy down the line. I'm putting some money away to make sure that they can afford therapy because they have me as a father. So you can only assume they will need it. So that's all that's really going on in my life with my wife. But as for the Lego channel that we've got going on here, you may have heard of it. It's called Josh Builds Stuff. You're here right now. I hope you'll subscribe if you have found yourself here. We've got a couple of new videos that came out this week. We had the Shang-Chi battle at the Ancient Village set, which is not a battle at any village. It's just a set of a new Lego dragon, which is pretty cool. Check that out. We've also done our first lighting kit for the McLaren Senna, the Technic McLaren Senna. You can maybe barely see a bright shining LED in the background behind me. That's because I left the lighting kit turned on. It was a fun, interesting video. Go check that out if you are at all interested in, I don't know, Technic, McLarens, light kits, all kinds of things, or just like supporting me. Upcoming videos on the channel, you may have noticed that there were a bunch of like storage boxes behind me. Maybe you couldn't have seen those anyway. There were a bunch of boxes that needed to go to storage behind me, and I took those boxes to storage, and in doing so I also showed off the current state of my Lego collection. So that is probably a video that's coming out a little later this week. We may even dare to call it a vlog, but I'm hesitant to do so. So we'll see how that video turns out. I have not yet edited it, and then I don't know what else is coming out this week. I know that I'm buying new Lego sets on Tuesday, and so I may do a haul video. I don't think I'm buying everything new all at once, and so I may just jump straight into some reviews, maybe Harry Potter, maybe some Speed Champion sets, which I think the Speed Champions, the new car sets, are the ones that I'm most excited about. And so let me know in the comments down below which new Lego sets you'd like to see reviewed first, because maybe I will take that into account when making decisions on what to make videos about next. So I think that's all I've got in terms of updates for myself and things going on in the Lego world that interest myself. So let me know in the comments down below what you think about all of these things. So like I said, this is still a relatively new and fresh idea for the channel, something that we're doing that's a little different. Dare I say, it's a show that we can do semi-regularly where I can update you on me and Lego world and stuff that interests me and whatnot. So this concept is still changing and evolving as time goes on. And like I said, we still need a better name for this thing. Right now I'm going to call it Josh Updates Stuff, which isn't a great name, but it is kind of relevant to what we're doing here. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have an opinion about anything that we talked about today, or just anything in general, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. I don't know where else you would leave a comment. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends. I will see you next time. Thunder. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Thunder. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.